Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be an Imagineer? Tonight, we'll all become virtual Imagineers as we explore what film or franchise should be added to Walt Disney World. Last September at D23 in Anaheim, Disney shared some blue sky projects and hopefully will come to fruition over the next few years. To help them with this, let's share our thoughts on what could actually be beyond Big Thunder Mountain. Happy Wednesday, everyone.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
So how are we all today? I know one of us might be slightly more jet lagged than the rest.
I might be slightly tired. I'm just saying.
How much coffee have you had, Claire?
Not enough, clearly.
I'm looking forward to tonight because I know when we did our D23 show last year, there's a lot of talk about these blue sky projects, and there's a lot of things that we'd like from beyond Big Thunder Mountain. I don't know, Villains Land, Coco. There's a lot of things I think we'd like to add to Walt Disney World. But before we sort of don our hard hats and high-vis jackets, I've got a little bit of housekeeping to do. So we've got so much exciting stuff coming up, and we wouldn't want you to miss out on them. So if you'd like to take a moment now to click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and ring the bell so you get notified anytime we release new content. So only a few days ago, we had our 1st of April podcast, which I think was one of the funniest ones to record in quite a long time. It's one of those shows you have to make sure you listen right to the very end. And you never know, they might keep your ears out for an April Fool. Also, coming up later this month, we have another podcast. This time we'll be speaking to Neil from Portwood Travel about taking some incredible photos on property. I know, Peter, you were with us for that show.
Yes, it was great.
So many tips, and I can't wait to share it with everyone else as well. So, also a quick thank to everyone here, also those on the replay. We wouldn't be here without all of your support. Talking of people, I think there's quite a few people in the chat already.
There is.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
So, should we say a quick hello? So, first in was
Hello,
Karen.
Hey, Karen. I see you have a list ready, Karen. That's
scary.
Yeah.
Scary. Hi, Heather.
We all need a good list, don't we? It's one of those things. We have a list whether any of the stuff matches. When
Got a little list.
Yeah.
Yes,
are
I
we
went
doing
there
the
as well.
Cardo? Is that
Yes,
That's what it is.
indeed,
Yes, I went there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walt Disney World does
Hi,
good
Jane.
in London. That sounds great.
Yes.
Hi, Jane.
Wendy's with us. Nice to see you,
Wendy.
Hi,
Hi.
Caleb.
Hi,
Hey,
Caleb.
Colton's here. Hi, Colton. Nice to see you here.
Yes.
I'll get your name right this week.
And
Yes.
it's 2:34 in Minnesota.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Who else is
And
here?
we
Chris
have
is
and
here.
Chris as well.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
So yeah, share with your friends if they're not here, and they usually are.
Yep.
Share it with them
Oh.
so that they can come and join in.
Or share with people who are not your friends. Just
Yeah.
share.
Friends,
random
enemies.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frenemies.
There you
Yeah.
go. And also make sure, don't forget, I said, click the like button because apparently YouTube likes it when you do that. Apparently it helps. So,
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay.
but yeah,
The old YouTube algorithms.
algorithm. That's the
Yeah.
word. Yeah, it's. I'm glad it's Wednesday. I sort of was hoping it was more Friday, but then I realised I've missed the show. So
Ah.
Well,
But it's
it's
Easter
kind of
weekend.
yeah,
So
it's
on
kind of both
Thursday.
for me
yeah,
because tomorrow's Thursday and Thursday's my non-working day.
And it's
So
Easter weekend.
I'm not back at work now until Tuesday.
And I just happen to have the Easter weekend as my normal weekend off.
perfect.
So I don't know
So,
whether
there you go.
our friends in America get the same amount of holiday
No.
over Easter weekend we do. We
No,
get
probably
Friday
not.
and Monday off.
Monday off.
As,
Yeah.
public holidays.
And then
So-
it's sandwiches, but we've got so close to May coming up.
Well,
There's
we've
like
got three bank
Oh.
holidays in May.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, His Majesty. So
Indeed,
an
yes, for the
get
extra Monday.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So it's
I'll
all,
probably still be working it.
That's the joys of retail.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello,
and,
Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
and
And
Mark
Mark.
Hi,
has
Mark.
joined us. Nice to see you, Mark.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm still
Yeah.
like not quite with it yet. For those who aren't
Uh-oh.
aware, I got back from Orlando yesterday afternoon.
Wow.
So yes,
Straight back into it. Straight back into the
Mm.
swing of things.
yeah, I was at work today, so I apologise to anyone who I work with who got a random email about something that I hadn't read. Before.
I always hate that first day back at work. It's just
Like, yeah, suddenly
Oh,
the-
5,000 emails.
your
Great.
trip has disappeared into
Yes.
oblivion.
that is true.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Karen.
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 So yeah,
Yes.
if anyone's
don't
missed
think-
the news, oh sorry, Peter.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think you'll have noticed last week in the chat, but last week I was calling Colton Cotton the whole time.
Oh, Colton, I am so sorry. See what
Yes.
happens when I'm not here.
No.
So Peter, I thought that was your autocorrect.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Blame it on the technology. That's my motto.
Yes.
Yes, also
Karen. See, now we used to have 3 Marks. Now we've got 2 Karens. This is all getting very
Indeed, this is
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you very much for. I did have a good time. I managed to catch up with a couple of friends while I was there. This time last week, I'm going to say it. Not quite this time because obviously we were 5 hours behind. We went to. I took the family. Well, I didn't. Nice guy Zach Brown and I took family to see Fantasmic, and we have been singing the music non-stop ever since. But it was great. Actually, we had loads of fun. Yeah. We had loads of fun, and watching Zach watching Morgan and Millie was brilliant, and their faces all the way through. That was probably the highlight of my trip. Actually, we had lots of fun.
Oh,
It wasn't like being on a live stream with what was his name, Ron.
Oh,
On Tron.
I'd almost forgotten about that. Ron on the go.
Yep.
Yeah, that was last Monday. That was fun. That I think we broke his algorithm probably.
Yeah.
oh dear.
That's incredible. That really was.
And I think the people watching it, or Ron may have broken Jason's algorithm as well. Just
Okay.
saying, in terms of his people watch. So Karen, yes, I did see Jason. He came to
Hi,
Beer
I'm
Garden
enchanted.
Oh,
last
okay.
week.
Beer garden.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still never been there.
No. What's Beer Garden like for plant-based?
It's fine. They do a plant-based sausage.
Okay. It just strikes me as a very-
We've talked about I'm not a massive fan of sausages anyway.
Yes.
They had I mean, like the pretzel rolls were amazing, and they didn't have a huge amount of stuff. So it was like pretzel rolls, sauerkraut. There was some salads, so really good salads with like chickpeas and stuff, or garbanzo beans.
Okay.
So there was plenty for me to eat. But in terms of like the buffet section, there was a lot less, and that was fine.
Yeah.
By that point, I was probably not that particularly hungry anyway. And I did have a massive stein of beer, so that filled me up.
Of course. Yes.
Yes.
See, that's the reason
Yeah.
for going.
I had to use 2 hands to lift it. It was so heavy. And apparently the girls who work at Oktoberfest carry like 7 or 8 of those. I don't know how they
Oh,
do it.
yeah.
They go
Yeah.
weight training.
That's
So
an alternative
yes.
for going to the gym.
so yeah, it was fun. The entertainment was interesting.
Oompa oompa.
A little bit of umpa. There was some bell ringing and some massive Alp horns. That's what I'm going to say.
Can't go wrong, really, without a massive alphorn. Cool.
Oh, apparently not, Jill.
Obviously not. No.
So yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Dan.
And Karen, that was Beer Garden. So that was
Yeah.
It's always been on our list, but it's one of those when we get to book the dining reservation, we go, now we'll go somewhere else. It's a bit like Chef de France, Beer Garden.
yeah. I've
It's
still
just,
not done Chef de
it's
France.
just no. It'll probably go on our list this year. It's on our list,
And
but it's
I
on our
say
list
do
every
it,
year.
But
It's-
if you want, I would suggest doing it with a group of people. I think if you went 2 people on your own, it might be a bit weird.
yeah,
We had there was 6 of us because my cousin's husband Simon I should call him. He happened to be in Orlando at the same time, so he was there too. So there was the four of us, and then Simon and Jason. So we had a good group.
Right.
I have to time it right and invite Jason, Zach, and Carlos along.
Yeah, I did see if Carlos was
that'd be
around.
fun.
Carlos loves beer garden. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We want to do an episode on eating allergies and
Eating with
Disney.
allergies. Yes.
Yeah,
As
that
an
would be a
ex-husband,
really
Really
that would be a
interesting
really
one.
good idea. So I tend to eat plant-based all the time, but when I'm in Disney, because that sometimes is really difficult, I tend to go vegetarian rather than plant-based, just because it's quite difficult sometimes to
depends on the restaurant and
negotiate some of those menus
and have a bit of choice, and it's trying to work out. Yeah.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about tonight.
I
But we're
No, it's
No.
not.
We
Enchanted
are
we will add it
completely.
to the list of things.
We're
Put a
completely
pin in it.
off topic, but a couple of days ago, Bob Iger was being interviewed, obviously with all the stuff that's happening with Florida governor and everything, all of that at the minute. And there was a question posted about what Disney are going to do to invest. And apparently they're going to be investing 17 billion into Walt Disney World over the next decade. Does that sound like a fifth gate to any of us? Or is it just going to expand the current parks?
Maybe they'll finish Epcot. That would be a start.
You were there last week. What is it? Just like still construction
it's the
everywhere?
same. Nothing's changed. The walls are still there. I couldn't really see the Tafiti statue. Couldn't see any of that. I know people have posted online that they can see it above the walls. I couldn't see it.
You probably have to be on the monorail going round.
You have to be taller than 5'3". Put it like that.
Yeah.
And so we didn't go on the monorail. I'm sure if you went on the monorail, you could probably see it. But it was, it's just a bit frustrating because Epcot, that front section of Epcot, is just so miserable, and it shouldn't be miserable. None of it should be miserable. So I'd really like them to get on and finish that. If that takes all the budget, that's okay with me.
Yeah.
They could put Fountain of Nations back while they're at it.
Bob's been wandering around, hasn't he? So
Apparently so.
Yeah. Yes.
It's got like a little shopping list. Is like, okay, how much is this going to be? What's this going to be? And that's
Yeah.
17 billion from.
Yeah, maybe so. Just to remove the barges. There we are.
Yes.
You know what? Actually, if that was cost 17 billion, I think a lot of people are going, that's money well spent. And it hasn't, and they've already started it already. There's already people dismantling the barges already.
Yeah.
So straight after that show.
Yeah, it's great.
Gone.
But how do we recycle them as?
Colton, I don't even know what puppy chow is. So
yeah, that's not a phrase it's not a phrase we use for human food. So
no.
Please enlighten us. But should we talk about how we're going to spend that 17 billion?
I think
because we've got all sorts of ideas, and I'm sure everyone in the chat's got some ideas as well.
And I think because Disney have also posted sort of what they said last year with Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, that Villains Land has been touted for, I don't know, the last decade of there being a Villains Land or a Villains Park. So I don't know. I'd like to see it, but I'm not sure what I'd like in it.
I don't think we get a park. I think we definitely get a land. I don't think we'll get a park.
I think it's one of those ones that you don't want it so close to the rest of Magic Kingdom. It has to, if it's to have that villainous feel of the entire land for the theming. I think it'd have to be. You don't want the sight lines, so there's going to have to be what sort of things you would do with it, but out of view. Because I don't know, it just doesn't. I don't think villains would fit properly in Magic Kingdom.
I think it could, but I think it would distract from some of the stuff. I think it would sort of, if you think about where the villains are positioned already. So you used to have the Gaston meet and greet round the back by Gaston's Tavern and stuff like that. Yeah. Actually, that would disrupt the story if you were to put Gaston back in the villains. So I think Dr. Facilier is so entrenched in the Tiana story, and that's obviously going to be where Splash Mountain was. I just don't really see how you could segregate the villains that are already in Magic Kingdom and remove them and put them somewhere else. So it kind of feels like it needs to be a continuum behind this bit, that whatever behind Big Thunder Mountain looks like. But I'm not sure how they would do it, and which villains they would want to include, because I think some of the great options are already occupied.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So I don't know.
There's a little bit of concept art that they posted about villains, and it's not really much. It's just Maleficent.
Maleficent, yes.
That's as much as it's gone. It's not really.
That doesn't really tell us anything at all.
No.
Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, it's like, oh, that's
Yeah, you can see Well, you can see Chernobog in the background, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't know. I think that's just a drawing, to be honest with you. I don't think it gives. It gives anything.
There's nothing nailed down. There's no.
That's interesting. Heather's just said she thinks get the Zootopia work done in Animal Kingdom. I think that will suck up quite a bit of the budget.
Yeah.
Dino Land needs to go.
I think that's got to be the next project, and it's quite easy to cut that off because let's face it, it goes there anyway. But if you can sort of cut that whole section out, and it's not going to have a massive issue. It's not going to create a massive issue for Animal Kingdom. So I think they can get on with that now. They've got that money identified.
Yeah, Colton, we don't have Czech cereal.
No. So
We do order it because chocolate checks are a big hit in our house.
Okay.
They're better than Shreddies every day.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll have to give that a go. Clinton.
Yeah. So
Bring Hollywood Studios back and open a Star Wars Pixar land.
I can see the point of having a Pixar sort of looking at a Pixar section behind Toy Story Land, maybe, or take it. Like we talked about before, was sort of obliterating that whole section with the Little Mermaid. Not obviously leave One Man's Dream alone completely, but the Little Mermaid, the Disney Junior live on stage, that whole bit with
that area is just.
You could change that and then back it up to Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
You could use that whole section quite cleverly to extend sort of a Pixar theme down there, because you've got Cars thing at the far end that nobody goes to. So you could kind of change all that into a Pixar area.
Yeah, that would be good. Because also the bit where The Incredibles used to be is still
in sort of Pixar.
Do you know what? That's just a really useful place to make a phone call now.
Yeah. Oh, and Chippendale Rescue Rangers meet and greet is there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's the only place that you probably used to get them. Was it one of those Jack cookies?
Jack. Yeah.
Incredibles cookies.
Did you guys have any specific attractions that came from movies that you think we should be proposing to Mr. Iger?
Not off the top of my head. It was a difficult one. I kept thinking, well, that's already in the park. And it's like, well.
So I can drop one in. That's not mine. I'm not taking credit for this. This idea came completely from Millie. And I clarified it with her before she went to bed tonight, just so that I checked that she was happy for me to represent this on her behalf. So Millie is proposing that they do a Lilo and Stitch attraction, because there isn't one, and Lilo and Stitch is one of her favourite movies. So, and she's very specific about the content, so I had to write it down on my phone.
Go for it, Millie. I'm loving this. Yes.
So the first thing is that it's a bit like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway in terms of it's a ride which has scenes that can change, and you can have a slightly different experience each time. But she's very specific. In the queue line, there would be pictures on the wall and videos of how to learn to hula with Myrtle and Lilo.
Cool.
That's it's very clear that you could learn to hula in the queue line. Her ride vehicle was it's a spaceship, and you've got Stitch in the front with 2 seats next to him, one either side. You've got 2 rows of 4 for guests, so you've got a capacity of 10. Then on the back of the ride vehicle, you have Jumba, Pleakley, and Lilo in the back. So you're sort of sandwiched between Lilo and the rest of the team.
Yeah.
And the attraction is that when you scan your magic band on the way in, you are allocated a mystery experiment number. Oh. And you are rescuing whichever experiment that is. So the attraction will change depending on which experiment it is. Yeah. And you are being chased by Gantu, and you have to deliver the experiment back to the correct place. Mm-hmm. And there would be scenes like riding a Hawaiian carpet ride. So there would be screens, so it looks like you're on a roller coaster, water roller coaster. or flying through space, and you would experience different 4D things depending on which experiment you were trying to rescue. So that was Millie's suggestion. Millie's suggestion for a Lilo.
I would ride the heck out of that.
I know. Brilliant. I was like, that's really good.
Yeah. Has she got a CV ready to send to the Imagineers?
Probably written a PowerPoint about it or something. But, so she came up with this idea and has refined it over the space of about a year. And she's really clear about the individual components of it, you know. And Gantu has to chase you, and so
that is fantastic. I mean,
I don't know which park it would go in. Probably, you know, you could get rid of Monsters Laugh Floor.
Yeah, well, Stitch's Great Escape and Monsters Laugh Floor.
Yeah, that would be somewhere around there. Yeah,
we need a Stitch attraction that is actually good.
Yes.
That people actually like. Yes,
this is it. So she was really clear about it tonight.
I've always thought it's already in the park with bits of like Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, but I'm just wondering whether there's sort of more of a thrilling attraction of just like, you know, when you get to the bit with Crush.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I'd rather just see something more of possibly a water ride, or possibly some sort of like simulator. That might go quite well.
Okay. Do you think they would just copy Crush's coaster? Because that would be easiest.
I hope not. I like that being specific to Disneyland Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think there's possibly a bit of fatigue of like how they copy different attractions. Like we've had Ratatouille move to Epcot from Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yes, it's a good ride. Yes, but I just don't think we want some unique things. So everyone has a reason to go to this park. Instead of just going to your local one to get that version.
That's the whole point. You want to go somewhere and try something different.
I want an excuse to go to Shanghai because Pirates is different. I want to go to the excuse because you get Mystic Manor in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong.
Yeah.
It's...
So my cousin went to Hong Kong.
We'll tell you all about Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And she might be persuaded to come and talk about it sometime. She went on Mystic Manor and said it was amazing. So
I heard incredible things about it.
Yeah. I also think
I had an idea. Sorry, carry on, Claire.
I also think there's the opportunity, which has not been harnessed, which is to put a Snuggly Duckling restaurant in somewhere.
Yes. Please.
I mean, that for me is a no-brainer. Why have we not got a Snuggly Duckling? Whether that just be a lounge or a restaurant, I think there's the opportunity. They've got it on the cruise ship. But, you know, whether that be a dinner show, a bit like Beer Garden, something like that, but actually have it as a Snuggly Duckling, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because Rapunzel really isn't particularly well represented either.
No, and it's one of my favourite films.
Yeah,
I was trying to think a little bit out of the box, and I wondered about having the restaurant from Onwards.
I'm trying to remember the film.
I haven't seen the film, so
I've seen the film once.
Yeah,
one of the. This creature who's supposed to be this really scary monster.
I know. I remember.
Yes.
The centaur, the minotaur.
Something like that. Yeah. So that and have people in costume walking around and serving food.
Snuggly Duckling with a piano bar, just perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just
hook hand playing. Yes.
But there's also the opportunity, go with me here, to quote a friend of ours, in the France Pavilion, to add a jazz bar based around the Aristocats.
Cats, yeah.
Ooh.
And have Thomas O'Malley and the Jazz Cats playing
that one
in a jazz bar in the Paris section. Because that would be amazing. You could have a late night. Oh, it'd be so good.
Yeah. There is a Scat Cat's bar in POFQ, but I don't think Scat Cat ever appears there.
No. And actually to have that in the Paris section, maybe around the back by the Ratatouille bit.
Yes.
That would be so good. You could come
just
out
knock
of
down the
Impressions
creperie instead.
They could change the creperie into that because let's face it, the creperie is crepe.
Oh, we had a lot of fun at creperie.
And I won't tell you about my power crepe that I had on the cruise. That was an amusing moment. you could, if you could create it so you came out of impression. Obviously, they're going to update Impressions to France. So that needs doing, but you could come out because it's only on in the evening. If you came out via the jazz bar rather than that would be very cool.
Yeah.
Instead of exit in the gift shop, exit to the bar.
Yeah.
Even that might make me go and see it.
It's like I'm going to sit through half an hour of this. I know I'm. Yeah.
Take a book with you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jazz
Dan
bar
and
in
Karen.
Paris.
Dan and Karen. It's the manticore.
Manticore.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the creature. Yeah, she is. Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, that would be cool.
I think it would be amazing.
That would be
to have.
nice.
Yes.
Thank you, Karen.
I think
just
having
wants an ice cream van selling 99s in the UK.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the terrible Disney cartoons.
It'll
on
be the
vans.
$10 ice cream.
As long as it plays green
Yes.
sleeves badly, then it'll be great. It'll fit in.
That'll
don't
be
it?
the van
No,
going
it
round.
would be a 99 because they charge $99.
Oh my God, it is.
Yeah, I'm sure they would.
Oh,
Oh dear, yeah. Well, for me,
And a proper
I've been
fish and
thinking
chip
kind
van.
of. Yes, I've been thinking about what IP isn't represented in the parks, particularly, despite being humongously humongously popular and loved, and it's The Lion King. Yes, we've got a show.
Yeah.
I think pretty much all the parks around the world have some sort of Lion King show at some point somewhere. It's the obvious thing to do, but there's no ride. There's no meet and greet that I know
You're right.
of.
you meet Rafiki.
That's true. Yes, you can. Yeah,
And Timon.
yeah. But
But-
yeah,
What
there's
sort
no
of ride
ride.
do you think it needs to be?
That is the problem.
Well,
I think you would have to have something, maybe where Can You Feel the Love Tonight, where they tumble down the hill, suggest itself as a, although maybe not such a romantic experience, but
if
I
you've seen
wonder whether
the-
they had a simulator version and had it
Okay.
from Zazu's experience. So you're flying, and I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. What sort of? But also you could have the trackless idea, because with Mickey and Minnie's with Rise of Resistance, it's all about storytelling. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what sort of they could switch out and certain scenes you could do.
Could you take it from the position of Lion King 2.5?
Or have it Timon and Pumbaa telling the story.
yes, yes,
And going through the story, yes.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
yes.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
That would fit in Animal Kingdom.
touches belongs to somebody else.
I think
Love it.
it would fit in Animal Kingdom really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
It's kind of hard, kind of maybe been done, because in the extras for the Lion King 2.5, Timon and Pumbaa build a ride that they take the mum through, and it goes completely wrong. But yes, it's very funny.
Yeah.
Mark,
Yeah.
But
Yes.
a soft serve ice cream. So over here in the spring, summer, autumn, not in the winter usually, we have the ice cream van that drives around local communities. Every community's got one. It's usually a rickety old van that someone's repurposed with the slidey windows on the side, and they serve a 99. And it was called that because they were 99p. And it is a cheap cone with soft serve vanilla ice cream that's as white as the sheets. So there's it's been bleached of all flavour and nutritional value. And they stick a flake in a Cadbury's flake, a short one in the top
a
of
mini
it.
one. Yep.
Yeah.
It's called a 99.
And the best part was the flake.
Yeah, that was the only good part about it. The rest of it was rubbish.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what a 99 is. Oh,
Yeah.
a whole
Yes.
land is devoted to the
Wow.
Lion King.
Wow.
Well, why not?
Why
I
not?
mean, it's still so popular.
I mean, Scar should be in a villains area.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
maybe that would be a way of having
A Villains
that.
Park could have an elephant graveyard area.
Ah,
And
could have
just
like a-
walking through and just be prepared as you walk through, and it's
Yes.
I mean, you
like
could do
Scar
that
on
in
top, hyenas.
you could do that in a similar way to like the walkthrough bits, whether that be on Tom Sawyer Island where it's got the caves and stuff like that, but also some of the like Adventure Isle areas in Disneyland Paris and Adventureland, which is sort of an
Yep.
exploration with rope
Yeah.
bridges, and you could have an elephant graveyard bit there. That might work
Mhm.
with Scar overseeing everything.
Mm.
So
I'd
that
love
could
to
be-
have a meet and greet with Scar, kind of like the
Would
sort of Shrek and kind of like the Shrek and Donkey one, where you get automatically insulted.
Oh, okay.
So you know, Scar will just automatically insult people.
Well, when I met Rafiki and
I'm
Simone, I
surrounded by idiots.
had my T-shirt surrounded by idiots on, and that was
Yeah.
a brilliant interaction.
Yeah.
Heather's saying a thrill ride where you're chased by wildebeest. Let's hope that nobody dies, Heather.
No.
See, I don't think. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Jane, I love your idea. Sugar Rush from Wreck-It Ralph. That would
Yes.
be,
Yes.
you know what? That would be such a great, and you could almost use like the Cars Land ride at California Adventure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Radiator
You could-
Springs.
Yeah,
Springs.
you could do
Yeah.
a Radiator Springs style attraction
Yeah.
with Sugar Rush. That would be
There
very cool.
was.
Wouldn't that fit in Tomorrowland? Get rid of Tomorrowland Speedway.
Well, I'm not sure you can.
Yeah.
There was a
It's
rumor
not
going
just
around
Speedway.
at one point that Sugar Rush might come to where Stitch's Great Escape was.
Yeah, the code name for that has always been like, was it? I'm trying to think. It was always Wreck-It Ralph related.
Yeah.
So who knows
And then they went and spoilt Wreck-It Ralph. So yes.
Yeah. Robin's on the same wavelength as me. I think you're right. You know, something similar to the Cars attraction.
Yeah.
Carsland.
Yeah.
See,
And-
Mary Poppins needs an attraction.
Well, we all know what happened to that. Maybe they'll get it off the shelf somewhere. But I
All the plans have been leaked, so it's recently.
Yeah.
So been shared by the Imagineers. So it's like you never know; it might happen.
I have to say, I had another thought which could go into the UK pavilion instead of the Mary Poppins attraction, which would be something similar to, I guess, some sort of attraction where you could journey on a vehicle of some kind. I'm being very vague. I think Bed Knobs and Broomsticks needs an attraction
Okay.
Oh yes.
Cool.
where you travel on the bed.
Yeah.
And you have the spells, and you go
No.
through
Gonna.
the sky, and you go underwater, and you have that.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a great dark ride if you wanted
Yeah.
to build a dark ride, and then you end up at the football match.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Are
I'm
we
just-
avoiding the Nazis?
Absolutely, I think that
See,
bit
I edited out.
really-
Yes.
Yeah.
if you notice, I didn't mention that bit, Peter.
No.
I
yeah.
think you could have the Omnimover sort of ride.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be a haunted mansion. So you're turning
Because-
around from.
You know, it's been a really successful stage show, and they've done some incredible Imagineering around that. And I think we could use some of those things that they've learned in the stage show for an attraction. Because I love the film. I love the music from it. It's really iconic, and because it's been updated for the stage show, you could utilize that in terms of a modern view of a really classic movie.
Yeah.
So,
I like Colton's idea of Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet's not that popular, but I quite like it.
I've never seen it.
I quite like it. It's it's really good. It's what's her name's first voice for Disney?
Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson played the captain.
Yeah.
okay.
And it's
David Hyde Pierce is in it.
Hyde
There's
Pierce is in it, yeah.
loads of people in it.
I'm now humming that song. That's now in my head.
Yeah,
Long, bobbing along. Yes.
There's lots you could do with Treasure Planet. You could fly out to space. You could meet the characters. There's all sorts of things you could do with it, and the music's quite good as well.
Yeah.
Mark Whiting has just put an amazing idea. Mark, that's such. I love the Disney mischief. That sounds like
That's really good.
with Loki. You could have a Marvel restaurant with Loki and all the anti-heroes in there.
Yes.
Oh.
Scarlet Witch, Loki. All of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Or just several
interesting.
different Lokis.
Yes.
All
Oh,
different
that would be-
variants.
Oh, you can have Croaky. You can have. Oh, do you know what? That would be so much fun.
Alligator Loki.
Yeah, you could have so much fun with all the Lokis.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Loki Land, I'm there. But I love the Disney Mischief. I think that's such a great name for it as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great one. Yes.
That would be great.
Oh,
Lunchboxes like I had.
cool. Oh,
I'm telling you, it's still a well-loved movie. I think
Yeah.
people forget that
It
they're
is,
on
yes.
some broomsticks.
yeah.
Portobello Rose, nothing like that, by the way.
Yes.
It might have been back then, but it's definitely not now.
No.
Yes.
What about it was in
Loki
my
be
head,
great
something-
at DLP, says
Yes.
John. Hi, John.
Yes. I like
Yeah,
that.
it could. You could have a Loki attraction at DLP. You do have a Loki meet and greet already.
You
with
do.
Thor and Loki.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely you could add something in. What about if there was something from Emperor's New Groove? Because we don't have.
Oh,
We
Kronk.
could have a Kronk restaurant.
Crunk restaurant,
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to pull the
Spinach
lever.
puffs.
Pull the lever.
Spinach puffs and
Spinach puffs. Yes.
yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
As long as you don't have the insects that they're eating in the
The
restaurant.
pill bugs.
The
Yes.
pill bugs.
Do you know what you could? But you could have something that looks like that. That
You
would.
could, yeah.
So that would be
Yeah.
really be fun
Yeah.
restaurant to do something, creative to make things look like that. That would be that'd be good. It's
You'd
such an
have to
underrated
have
movie.
Yeah.
on the wall. You'd have to have the footprints, is it, or whatever it is, the little
The map.
the map
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and all the little arrows that have leading around. You'd
Oh,
have
yes.
to have that.
Yeah, you
Yes.
could have a projection
Llama
on the
meet and
wall.
greet.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Who's Cotopia?
Yes.
Who knows? I think it'd be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
See,
More
that's
transport that
okay.
isn't buses or boats. Ooh.
interesting. So Skyliner.
More Skyliner.
More
Monorail
Skyliner,
expansion.
yes.
Or fix the monorail that's already there.
Get new trains.
Um,
Add another monorail stop where the new Poly Tower is, because I don't know.
that is ugly. I'm just
It looks
saying.
at. Yeah.
It's awful.
They've just
I-
opened a new walkway, I think, between Grand and Poly, where when we were there in December, you had to go out onto the road, walk along, and then enter Polynesian that way, and it was terrible.
Do you know what? I just hope they do the theming correctly, because obviously what's at the moment is concrete and it's horrible.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's going to be really big, and
Yeah. That's
you
going
know,
to walk the Poly. It's not going to have that
yes.
same sort of.
See, that's what I was thinking. But every time something new comes, and we all go, "Oh, it's going to be dreadful," and it opens, we go, "Oh, actually, it's quite nice."
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going. It looks awful at the moment, but by the time it's open, I'm sure it'll look fantastic, and it
Yeah.
will be well themed and
Yeah.
created and imagineered to the nth degree, and it will be.
I
fun.
said the exact same thing about Grand Destino Tower when it was being built,
Yeah.
because
It's
we
a
were there.
skyscraper and it's ugly.
Yeah, what's all this concrete?
Right.
It's terrible.
Mhm.
All this scaffolding everywhere, and it was like,
It's
no.
beautiful. So
Yeah.
I'm saying at the moment it looks ugly because it's like a concrete block, but I'm
Yeah.
sure by the time it's open it will look fabulous.
Yep.
Yeah.
And maybe they need to put like what could they put in there in terms of theming? Obviously Lilo and Stitch are already at Ohana, so they
Yeah.
don't need to add, but maybe
Annoyingly, there's not a restaurant.
hmm,
It's just rooms,
hmm.
which I think is
Not even like
really,
a quick service or anything like that.
no. From what I've seen,
I
from
think
what
you have
the-
to go back
Hmm.
so
to the
there
big
wasn't-
the main house, don't you?
yeah.
I
think,
so
yeah.
that sort of defeats the purpose, and I think they're just hoping everyone's going to walk around to
Yeah.
the Magic Kingdom, which is going to be an awfully long walk.
Well,
But
yeah.
interesting.
What if we had some kind of costume or dress or outfits exhibition with Cruella? Because
Okay.
Cruella's a designer.
Mhm.
the Cruella from the films. She designs clothes, doesn't she?
I'm just now imagining like a fashion thing with her and
Yeah.
like Edna Mode,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Yes.
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 sort of Disney fashion,
Yes. That could be
Yes,
fun.
that'd be brilliant. Yes, I love
Disney
it.
fashion
That could be fun.
experience. Her capes.
Not capes,
No capes,
darling.
darling.
Yeah.
And design your own clothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like something that they would have put in one of the Epcot sort of like
It does.
interventions
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
areas.
Or something from Disney Quest, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back Disney Quest.
Quest.
That tower they're building in Polynesian, put it in there instead of more rooms.
So long as they have better 3G, better headsets.
Oh no! I put the headset on for that Aladdin game, and I was sick as a dog for hours after that.
It's
Dreadful,
horrible.
horrible.
Enchanted
What else?
says, fix the Yeti. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what? I don't dislike the Yeti in his current guise. He's
No, but
fine.
do you think it's worth taking down the ride and how much money it would do just to fix one thing? Or would you prefer more money to be spent all by the time on other stuff? I don't know.
I think 99% of visitors won't notice. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're not going to spend.
Just
that
for
amount of
die-hard
money.
Disney fans that moan about
Yeah,
it enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you one thing that could be useful if they could adapt the Encanto self-cleaning house concept and roll it out in all the hotels, and that would save the mousekeeping staff a heck of a job, wouldn't it?
It might save Disney the mousekeeping staff if
Indeed.
Yeah.
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 I know we're worried about AI and robots taking over the world, but
Yes. I mean, I'd love a self-cleaning house. Bring me that. Yeah, I'd be happy.
Someone mentioned something about Tron. John mentioned something about the Tron action figure personalising goes well. Presumably that's like
Okay.
in relation to the costume, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I rode Tron last week. Just saying.
Was it good? Ish.
not as good as Guardians.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. It was exactly as I expected in terms of you feel quite exposed because of the ride vehicle. I mean, I know we'll probably talk about it another time, but since we're here, I expected the ride vehicle. You know, if you've been on
I agree.
Flight of Passage,
By passage. Okay.
and it kind of pins you in from behind. I expected Tron to do that. It does not. When you first get on, obviously you pull the handlebars back and it locks in behind your knees, and you have to. It's like a little bit of a squirm to get in, but you know, in terms of people are worried about people fitting on it. There's no issue with that. I saw lots of different body shapes and sizes getting on this ride without any problem at all. However, I expected the bit behind me to sort of hold you in, so you feel like you're sitting on this light cycle and you're sort of peeled in, you know, sort of pinned into it. However, by about halfway through the attraction, I could sit up completely.
Ooh.
And so could Morgan, to the point that when it came to a stop at the end, he shunted forwards quite a long way on the light cycle. And I had this conversation with Zach actually that evening, and I said, I think they're going to struggle with the vehicle design. It's, you know, it's. I think the idea is amazing. It was designed for small Asian people, which it came from Shanghai. We know that that's what it was, how it was designed. I'm not sure that directly copying that vehicle is going to be particularly successful.
Right. Okay.
In Orlando, I may be wrong, but I foresee there being some challenges with that.
And I know two of them have got two of the sort of carriages have got the adapted disability or
so all that is
seats at the back.
That's just a normal seat in the back,
Yeah,
which is fine. But I think that would be a completely different experience.
Yeah.
I just it's not what I expected in terms of the vehicle. So Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's exactly it. You can complete if you want to. You completely sit bolt upright, or you can sit forwards. It is fast. The launch is a propulsion launch, which is like rock and roller coaster. So the beginning section is fast. The bit inside the tented area is really cool. Inside.
Oh,
I
Oh,
think
she's
we've
gone.
lost Claire.
we lost
We've
Claire.
lost
Yes.
Claire.
I think
Oh dear.
it's even
Well,
yeah.
Can we say goodbye to Colton then? Bye,
Yes,
Colton.
bye, Colton.
Yeah.
Cool.
There we go. Claire's back, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
I have no idea what happened.
Apparently, you were talking bad about Tron and
yeah.
someone
yeah.
disagreed.
Oh,
And-
Yeah. No, it wasn't bad. It was a good attraction. It is fast. It isn't long. But I just, I think it's I think John, you're right.
Yeah.
That was if it had been opened in the order it was meant to be opened,
Yeah.
we'd all been going, Tron's amazing. Oh no, but Guardians is better. Now we're
Especially
going,
having
Guardians is
Magic-
amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Especially having Magic Kingdom with being like it would have been for the 50th.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been the opening and then Guardians a little bit later. It's a shame.
It is a shame because there's been so much anticipation about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there'll be lots of people who love it. Love it, love it, love it. And for me, I'm not necessarily going to rush to do it again.
No.
Whereas Guardians is a must-do.
Yeah.
So, I think some people will love it, love it. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
Once and done.
What was the queue like? Was it a long queue? Because
Boring.
The virtual queue was just nothing in it.
So the bit I did love was the background loop on the queue. So the music in the queue is amazing. It's intense. It's really cool. Electro, digital, gets you psyched up for the attraction. It's so good, the music. I would look that up to listen to it definitely while I was working or something like that.
Probably Daft Punk.
But the queue line itself is really very dull. It's dark. It's got some cool lighting effects, but it's not anything exciting. What I do like is the locker, because obviously you can't take anything on it. There's a little pouch for your phone to go in on the front of the light cycle, like something small.
Yep.
But anything bigger than that has to go in a locker. And what they've done is build a wall of lockers where you put things in on one side, and then when you exit the attraction, you can open the locker from the other side. So there's no block. So that's clever. I think that will work really well. And
that's why I looked at Universal's locker system and gone, how can we fix this?
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever ridden Men in Black will know how much of a pain that, or the ride in Hogsmeade, the
Forbidden Journey,
locker shenanigans. Yeah, no, they've improved that definitely. I think the whole area watching, I think at night, stood up there by Tron watching the light cycles go around would be lovely. And I think it's a ride to do in the night time, a bit like Big Thunder Mountain. It's better in the dark. But as I say, it's kind of once and done for me. I'm not going. I must go back to go.
Well, you didn't crack a rib anyway.
Yeah,
I did not. No,
but somebody did apparently.
Yeah.
I just, as I say, I think the ride vehicle is tricky. It's a tricky thing. And so you get in, you have to do a little bit of a wiggle and a jiggle and get your feet in the right place. Morgan had to move himself around because I'm going to say stirrups, the bits that come in behind your knees, got caught on his leg, so he had to open it and then go back in. And it's fine. It's fine. I think it's a good attraction. It's not groundbreaking.
Right, no Guardians.
No.
And I like that. Fun fact, the music you hear in the exit of Guardians of the Galaxy are the rejected ride song options.
I know.
Cast go around after the headphones and trying different songs because it makes it
cool.
That. Because we've spent a lot of time in the exit, just like with Becca feeling a bit dizzy after the ride. So it's like, okay, let's sit down. And it's like the music's really good.
Oh, it's great.
Cool.
The music comes. Yeah. And we've got as a family, we've got a list of songs that absolutely should be Guardian songs. If they ever change them up, let's go back again. Average White Band. That's number one.
Yes.
Just saying.
Maybe they
But-
should have like Rip Ride Rocket has, and should have secret tracks that you can choose.
Choose your
I
song.
mean,
Yeah.
it wouldn't take a lot to do that, and it certainly wouldn't
No.
cost very much.
Mm.
It'd be better than the Christmas thing they
The
did.
technology is already there.
The
Yeah.
Christmas overlay was terrible.
Yeah.
It was
I
not good at all.
no.
I wondered if next year they might use stuff from the Christmas special, and it just wasn't ready in time. Because there was good stuff in the Christmas special.
They commissioned
used
an original track,
the songs.
which
Yeah.
kind of sounded like something you might have heard once, but you listen to it as you're going around, you go, "Oh no, it isn't that. Oh no, it's
Yeah.
not that one either." No.
Yeah.
Which was distracting, actually. If it just been something I could have sung along to, I would have,
Yes.
you know. And
Ooh,
Aladdin
Imagine you
attraction.
on a flying carpet. That's better than the one you got in Adventureland.
Yes. Yes.
But that's always busy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's always got a line.
We've seen a 30-minute queue for it at 9:00 at night.
Yeah. All the Dumbo rides are busy. People like them.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
Um,
What would I have for an Aladdin ride?
What about based on when he's trapped in the Cave of Wonders, and he's trying to get out on the
on the lava, on the carpet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start panicking.
I suppose you could do a take on soaring or
Yeah.
Flight Passage or
Yeah.
something, an Aladdin attraction. That would be cool.
Cool.
But what about other? I suppose if we're talking about Walt Disney World, we can't really go down the Marvel route.
No, I don't know.
It depends, doesn't it? Depends
It
on
depends
Although
on what Marvel stuff you could put
Yeah.
in there.
For
obviously-
years, I've had an idea, which you couldn't do in Walt Disney World, but lots of parks, certainly in this country, have a Cobra type ride. So you have like a spinning disc that you sit on, and it goes sort of up and over and up and over,
Yep.
and sort of up one. So it's sort of like a cross between RC Racers, Disneyland Paris, and something you sit on a spinny thing. Am I making sense?
I know what you mean.
So
Yeah.
you sort of go
I do
round.
know what you mean.
They've got
Yeah,
one for
you sort of
Majestic
go
as-
round and round and up and down at the same time. There's
Yeah.
lots of them. There's in Britain certainly. There's
There's
Cobra.
one like
Everything's
the
there's,
Pleasure Beach,
yeah,
there's
Airbender,
Avatar.
Yeah.
Last Airbender in Blackpool. But there's nothing with that ride mechanism, and it's not one I've ever ridden because I would not. But it is strangely hypnotic to watch, and to actually stand there and watch it going round and up and down is strangely soothing. And
It's
I've
not when
always
you're on it.
wondered.
I've ridden them.
No.
And
No,
Yeah.
but to watch it. But I've always wondered whether you could do something with Cap's shield.
not in Disney.
No,
Sadly.
absolutely.
No,
yes,
no.
yes.
Not in Walt Disney World.
Certainly not
anyway.
in.
No, you
WDW
possibly could
no,
in
but
Disneyland.
There isn't
possible.
there isn't an end date, I don't think. with
No,
Marvel
Johnson said,
restrictions.
Johnson
Yeah.
I
said
don't think
there's
there
no.
is, no.
No.
And weirdly, so we went to Universal on, let me think, what day were we? Wednesday. Went to Universal City Walk on Monday, just to grab some lunch and play some mini golf before we went to the airport. And the Universal store in City Walk is selling all the Disney Marvel merchandise.
Yep.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's all licensed. They can
Yeah.
they can sell
Yeah.
it and Disney get the profit.
Oh yeah, we
Yes.
saw
Yeah.
tons of plushes, like cute little plushes of all the characters.
Yeah. So
Cute little Iron Man plush,
yeah,
and so
so all of that's
Bizarre.
available in
Yeah.
It's a strange, confusing world.
It's one of those things you just wish that they would just come to an agreement and go, yes, you can have
Yeah.
this. But you never know. They're bound to be Guardians, but
Mickey sightings, I love that idea.
Coco.
Yeah.
yeah,
You could go through an offrender and then go over
Yeah.
a bridge and then
yeah.
That's such a
Mm.
brilliant idea.
Or do you know what? I could imagine them you're gonna kill me for this, Ben. I could
Oh,
imagine
no.
them replacing Muppets 3D with a Coco movie. A bit like the bit at the end of PhilharMagic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But doing a whole thing on Coco and changing that whole back area of where the Muppets are And it's not that I don't like the
Becca
Muppets.
would be happy because she doesn't like the Muppets.
Right, but you could change that whole area into a Coco area with some very cool. You could have a restaurant, you could have a stage, you could that would be good.
Yep.
Nice.
I think a lot of the themed lands, and like we've said, it's like before, it's like the Toy Story land with now Roundup Rodeo Barbecue open.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the whole land have lots of different aspects. So you haven't just got a quick service, you've got table service, you've got attractions that are for different ages as well. So one who wants a coaster, I don't know. I like the competitive nature of Toy Story Mania. So any sort of shooting ride, I'm not sure what else we could do.
I mean, that was one of the things that Millie suggested in her Leader and Stitch ride, was that you all have one of Jumbo's like ray blasters, and you have to your success of your mission, a bit like the interactive element of Galactic Star Cruiser. No, I don't mean that. Of the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
Okay, yeah.
The effectiveness of your ability to save save the experiment that you were picking was dependent on your success in terms of your blasting of Gantu and his friends. So she did think there could be an interactive element to that. So
it turns out we've got a lot of Muppets fans in the
I'm just like, it was only a suggestion. It's not.
Surely.
We could always just take out what was it? The
I don't.
Star Wars Hotel, Galactic Star Cruiser, and we
put
it
there.
there.
Do you know what?
Surely the place to put a Coco ride is to replace Three Caballeros.
Don't be ridiculous.
No.
Do you know what I saw last Tuesday was the queue line for the Grand Fiesta Tour. I am not lying to you. Went all the way down the wiggly bits, all the way around the extra queue line area they've put in the marketplace, all the way up round the top of the fountain and up the slope into that initial section of the
Really?
Wow.
I thought it was the queue for the tequila place. It wasn't. It was the queue to the Grand Fiesta Tour, and we didn't ride it because it was like 45-minute queue.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, but I'm not going to stand 45 minutes to watch it. So
No,
crazy.
Definitely not.
Crazy times.
We need a
Pigs in space.
Excellent. Yes. I could do without the Muppet Vision thing.
I just think it needs an
tired.
overhaul.
It needs an update.
I think it's
an
tired.
overhaul. The thing is, the 3D in it isn't great.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of other stuff that's sort of 3D,
and
I just think it's
Waldo
that's
is
okay
kind of
for Muppets.
Figment light.
Yeah.
Waldo gives me the creeps a little bit.
Waldo's kind of Figment light.
It
would have been better if we could have actually used Figment.
Figment, yeah.
I just think it either needs ditching or it needs an update quite urgently because it's not doing well and it keeps breaking as well. So
yeah, that's true.
Could we do something maybe Star Warsy or something or Marvel-y along the lines of the Bourne Stunt Spectacular in Universal? That's really good.
Yeah,
it is.
I tell you what, you need if you're
really
thinking
good
of
ride.
Star Wars and something. We just need a Phineas and Ferb attraction. You know what? Replace Muppet Vision with like reruns of Phineas and Ferb,
or have an attraction that it changes whichever day of summer that you go on, and they build something new each time.
And in winter, it's winter.
I think you could totally do a Phineas and Ferb, which is a bit like Star Wars in terms of the Star Tours, simulator. Although that technology is a little bit old now, but it could be changeable depending on what happens when you could have a multi-option attraction.
But having done the Bourne Stuntacular several times on our last visit, the technology is incredible.
It could really work.
The way that you literally cannot see if you're sitting there, you cannot quite see what's real and what's not.
Okay.
And
I haven't done it, so
it is absolutely mind blowing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we ended up seeing it.
Is it mind blowing like Sinbad? Mind blowing.
No, that's mind numbing.
Or what's the other one with all the water?
No,
Next to
no.
where Sinbad was.
Yes,
What's that
no.
one called?
No,
Poseidon's Fury.
Poseidon's Fury.
Silence Furby. We called it, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yes,
Furby. Yeah.
yes, but no. Stunt Tacker is the technology is incredible. Literally,
It's-
people were jaws on the floor.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
Okay.
this stunt show is going in front of you, and you literally cannot tell what is real and what is on the screen.
It's the same back screen technology that they're using in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's that same technology. It's
Yeah.
it's cutting edge. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
And Star Wars could a something to do with Star Wars with that could be fantastic.
So
Yeah.
going back to our question at the beginning, which was how would we spend 17 billion? How much do you think we've got left after tonight
Not enough.
with all of our
No,
ideas?
none.
$2.
I think we've probably spent upwards of 70 billion.
Yeah.
Yes. Probably,
It depends how much we need to spend to get Marvel on board.
Not, we haven't even got enough there. I
No.
think 17 billion isn't actually going to go that far with the work that I think some of that will go on the work that's already in progress.
Yeah.
It's
Stuff that
already,
was paused
already been
for over,
allocated,
that's already-
I expect.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Heather's all
Do
right. We've
you
got
think-
left $1.75.
yeah.
$1.75,
1.75.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Not even
think
enough for
that?
Genie Plus for a day.
Do you
Oh,
think
don't
that
even.
Disney would ever get Miles Morales? Because that Spider-Man story could be really
No,
good
it's-
for a simulator ride.
It's
Owned
not
by
yeah.
Sony, so I think
Yeah.
it's going to be
Yeah, but-
anywhere.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
but-
surprised if that ends up at Epic Universe. There'd be a deal.
Might
I don't
do.
know. It's
with Venom
possible.
and
Ooh, that would be good.
Deadpool, that's who we need.
The sun will
Sorted.
come out tomorrow.
You know,
can
we
say-
said we said about the what was it, that other Disney cruise ship, the one in the Asian one.
Yes.
Disney
yes.
Mischief.
We could,
Yes.
yeah, Disney Mischief. That could be.
I want to see Deadpool hanging off the stern, painting
Yes,
it like they
yes.
had Rapunzel on the Wish.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
John's probably
Right.
right. Most stuff is going for infrastructure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
roads are rubbish in places. They need fixing.
Really?
Yeah. Some of the roads around Walt Disney World are awful.
Yeah.
And make it more sustainable as well. Let's have more solar panels and recycling and
Yeah.
those things to try. And,
Well, we'll have to see what the new Reedy Creek people come up with
Yeah.
well, you
to
know, I
counter
think,
the
I think it's going to be a long time before this is all sorted out between them.
More
Yeah.
bottle refill stations. I made a lot of use of those in November. They're very useful.
Hi,
and
Marcus.
We need more of them.
yes,
Get
yes,
DeSantis on that.
Sunday.
Yeah.
you know, some of the infrastructure that Disney might have had to pay for might now not have to pay for, but they'll still have to do a deal. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Here we
Hey.
go. Better late than never. Just as we're about to finish the show.
Yeah.
He said it,
Yeah.
Wendy. You know, so to like drop in and
But yeah.
detract.
Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight, and I've got a little video showing us what we've got coming up.
Yay.
There seems to be a lot of anniversary shows in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
It does, yes.
Disneyland Paris 30th next week, which is going on to the end of September. So if you haven't had a chance to go over there yet, now is the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and follow up with Animal Kingdom the week later. 25
Yes.
years.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that show. So
Cool.
yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah. Thank you everyone who's joined us live tonight, and also those who caught up on the replay. Also, we have it available on podcast out on Friday. So if you can't get onto YouTube, head to your podcast app. It's Wafflers Wednesday. And don't forget to subscribe so you get a notification anytime that a new episode appears.
Yay.
Cool.
So I just think there is I've just seen a message. What was that?
Just think Karen's going to be in DLP next Thursday.
Yeah.
Have a
Have a great
fantastic
time.
time. Yes. Grab a free champagne on Main Street.
They're not free.
Oh, shame.
They're
I can
definitely
do it.
not
They're
free.
not
I think,
free.
what are they? They're like, I think they're like 16 euros.
Definitely
a
not
glass.
free.
Yeah, they're not free. Still worth doing,
wow.
obviously, but
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So huge thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. And I think there is just one thing left to say.
Waffle on.
Waffle on.
Waffle on.